The reason we are so prone to procrastination is because of all the uncertainty taking certain decisions has. Decisions that have uncertainty in them is usually pretty worth taking, to be honest. It has high ROI. Usually, not always, but like usually. So basically, uncertainty is what makes it worth it. That uncertainty part. The results are not guaranteed. That part itself makes it worth it. And guess what? Not everyone knows this. It is such a big advantage for you if you could take uncertain decisions and stick to it, commit to it, as long as you don't get any negative information. Your progress is good, you are absolutely crushing it, in fact, but you're not seeing any results. Even then, it does not make sense to not commit to it. The only way you can justify not committing to things like, for example, a really unrealistic goal of making $100,000 a month. That's an unrealistic goal. If you're not at least making $50,000 last year, that's kind of unrealistic goal, right? What happens when you actually start to commit to it? You may start seeing results, you may not start seeing results, but the problem is you will procrastinate much more because of your mind not being comfortable in that situation, in that particular situation, because you have not ever hit $100,000 a month mark. In fact, you have never hit $10,000 a month mark. Probably you have not hit the $10,000 a month mark, right? What I'm trying to say is that if you are chasing really big goals, even if you're chasing pretty okay-ish goals, you have goals like, I just want to make 10k a month and just settle down. Even if that's your goal, you will procrastinate a lot because your mind is not comfortable in that particular situation. Your mind is saying constantly, your mind will be like, wait, I've never been there. Is this gonna work out? Are we gonna be fine? Are we gonna be dead? Your nervous system is gonna, it's not gonna be calm and present. It's not gonna be like that because your mind is not comfortable yet. Although this is a different skill in and of itself, making your mind comfortable in uncomfortable situations, it's a completely different skill. We'll talk about that. But the reason we are right now very prone to procrastination is because of all the uncertainty, and I call it the uncertain thoughts. If you think about uncertainty, you will exaggerate it. It's not as bad as people think it is. It's not as bad. In fact, I would argue uncertainty is what makes your life itself. Your life was not certain. Let's talk, this may sound vulgar, but let's talk literally from way back where you weren't even born. Your dad met your mom, which is not meant to happen, is it? It was uncertain. It was not probable, right? Your dad never thought that I will meet Jessica at Monday 6 p.m. at this time, right? It doesn't happen, right? So that was uncertain. Let's say, this may sound offensive, but the day you are going to be released from your dad's penis, basically in the sperm form. So what if your dad decided to wear a protection? This may sound vulgar, but hear me out. So your dad might have decided to wear protection, but he didn't. Your mother got pregnant and you were born. This itself is so uncertain part that in one ejaculation, if you don't know, if a man ejaculates, there's like millions of sperms and only one is selected. Science first used to say that only the fastest one, the one who wins the race, is selected. The researchers found out that the best one, only the best one gets selected. What is the best one? We don't know. We don't know. That is the uncertain part. It is beautiful that you are actually born and alive. In and of itself, this is a blessing to you. But you see, uncertainty is everywhere in life. Uncertainty is what made you. Uncertainty is what will make you. Trust me. When I'm saying this, I'm saying this with all my researches, everything I've done. I've read multiple books about this. I've read multiple articles about this. I've read, I've watched countless interviews of really highly successful people like Elon Musk, Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger, you name it, bro. You name it. I've done so many researches about this. only one fact emerges: the uncertainty is what makes people big. In fact, I would say consistency with uncertainty is what will make elite people, elite athletes, elite businessmen, elite, I don't know, employees, anything. If you want to go elite, you want to go like pro. I used to play football. So in football, like we say, he's going pro. So like he's going professional footballer. He's going to sign a deal with a professional club rather than just playing for fun. So if you want to go that kind of level of like you're going elite, you're going pro, you're going professional, uncertainty is the fastest way to go there. Trust me when I say this. Even with the most certain jobs, even with the most certain methods to become successful in life, I'm talking about education, the traditional education, school, high school, college, and job, etc. That's the path I'm talking about. Even with that, if you take an uncertain bet on yourself, I swear to God, for example, let's say you have always been like, a guy who is like a backbencher, who doesn't study much, who maybe doesn't study at all. You've been consistently failing in high school, you somehow got into college, but you take a blind bet on yourself and you build this delusional belief in yourself. Or maybe you already have this delusional belief in yourself. Oh, this helps so much. This delusional belief in yourself till a level, it's like magic, dude. I'm not even joking. This is the secret. But we will talk about that more in the upcoming videos, of course. Our topic is, if you take uncertain bets on yourself, in business, in anything, you will always make more progress in the long term. Even if you lose most of the bets, all you need is one big bet to work. One big bet, one big bet. That's all you need. When I talk about betting on yourself, I mean with this delusional belief in yourself that, okay, I have never studied as much in my life ever. I have been failing through high school. I somehow got into college. Now if you say, okay, I'm gonna take a bet on myself and I'm gonna give all my life to college. I'm not gonna go and sleep with women. I'm not gonna, party, clubs, alcohol, cigarettes. No, my sole focus would be just studying and gym and my health. That's it. If you take these kind of uncertain bet on yourself, you have no past evidence that you can do it. You don't, right? Because you're young, you're in college, you never studied as much, but you are now seeing that you will study in these 4 years as much as you have never studied in your life. But if you commit to it, if you be consistent to it, if you are proving yourself to yourself or to God, do you really think you're gonna fail? There is a certain rule about life that no one knows, to be honest. Very less people on YouTube or on social media are talking about this. There is one certain rule in life, which is, if you genuinely try, not just, let me just work 6 hours, 8 hours or 12 hours and let's see what happens. But my health is so important, my gym is so important, I'm not getting enough protein. If you genuinely try despite all the disadvantages, if you genuinely try despite all the criticism from your parents, or no one is believing in you, the lights are gone, the bills are not paid, if you genuinely try, there is no way you can fail. There is no way you can fail. I guarantee you. And you will see this in future and you will be like, oh well, Ismail said this already and he has like 1 million subscribers now. Of course I have. Of course. What do you think? This is a game I'm playing? Well, let me just try for 6 months. If it doesn't work, then I'll just give up and I'll find a normal job somewhere and settle down with 2 out of 10. I'm gonna be at it. You're gonna see this. You're gonna see this in future and be like, Ismail lived up to what he said. Yeah, I will. You will see this. My English is not so good right now, but I'm trying. In a year, you will see my English get better. In 5 years, maybe you will see I have 1 million subscribers. I'm a millionaire then, probably. You'll see this later. So, moral of the story was, make uncertain bets, especially on yourself. In business, in love life, maybe not so much. Take calculated bets, but even then, uncertain bets is what makes it really worth it. And taking the uncertain bets will always put you ahead of your competition instantly, because everyone is taking calculated bets, to be honest. Really, I'm being really honest with you. Even knowing the bar of success is so low in 21st century, as of now, I'm recording this in the year 2026. The bar of success is so low. Despite knowing that, people are still not taking uncertain bets. They want to be safe. They want to have like a safe job, and they want to marry a random woman from, I don't know, wherever. You get the point, right? They're not trying to take uncertain bets, especially on themselves. Leave the business, leave the love life, leave the friendships. They're not even trying to take bets on themselves. They have no self-esteem. They have no self-confidence in themselves. And I don't blame them for that. To have confidence, you have to have past evidence, so that you can support it and say, well, I've done this in past, so I'm capable of doing this in future, or this in present, right? I don't blame them for that. But anyways, you get the point, right? Make uncertain bets as much as you can, because the pain is not in taking the decision and failing. The pain is actually living with the regret of indecision, living with this regret of what would have happened if I had taken action. Love you.